and then move on to the next. And I'm talking about as far as tops. You know, I ain't gonna never tell bottoms to do this, but hey, as far as tops, bust that nut, get up out of there real quick. Don't even sit around cuddle, don't hold it, no nigga watching no movies, none of that. If he ain't talking about trying to be cuffed and all that, and he want to go out here and give his cakes up to everybody else and everything, let that nigga do that. Do not sit around him. Don't hold him. Don't take him on no dates. Don't treat him with no respect. Treat him exactly how he deserves to be treated. That's another thing we got messed up in this community.
Wanna break you off, relax and unwind. Could you ever fall in love with a young nigga like myself? And I've been thinking about you, nobody else. And my love is good for the hell.
What's good, y'all? It's another one. Now, today, I just wanted to go ahead and hit on another top 5 because I have not done a top 5 in a minute, and you know that used to be my go-to a lot. And yeah, I just had a good one that I came up with y'all for 2024. All right, y'all. So now today I got a good one for y'all. All right, this is the top 5. I haven't done a top 5 in a minute, so I'm like, you know, it's the perfect time. Plus, we just got into 2024. So I just wanted to give y'all some tips on what to look for in a guy in 2024. Because I see a lot of guys are still single, looking for the right one. So I just wanted to make a video for y'all so that when y'all going into just relationships, situationships, whatever, like, you know what you're doing and you know what that is and you know what to look for in the future when you see that that's not what that is, or when you have misunderstood a situation. All right, so these are going to be the top 5 traits and things to look for in a man in 2024. All right, now this is for all of y'all who want to be in a relationship. I'm not saying this is for people who just want to hook up and all that. Like, I'm not talking about that on this one. I'm talking about, like, if you're actually looking for a boyfriend, a partner, a companion to start a future with. All right, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. I am definitely going to be sparking up on this one. All right, so now starting off with number 1. All right, so I put accountability as number 1 because that is, I feel like it's looking like that's the word of the year. You know how every year we have like a most popular mental health word in the black community, and I feel like accountability is the one that's being used the most. So I went ahead and kicked it off with that one on the first one. Accountability is necessary because you need a man who is aware of himself. It's about self-awareness. It's about knowing that I may not put off or I may not do exactly what I'm always meaning to. Sometimes we respond to stuff in ways, we have attitude about certain things, we don't see stuff exactly for what it is. We think we know exactly what we're doing, but a accountable person and a person who's self-aware knows that there's things about us individuals that we do not know that we're doing all the time. And it's not all about what we meant to do. It's about what we actually did. So if I ain't mean to hurt your feelings, but I did, that's accountability. And I'm going to say, all right, I apologize for how I hurt your feelings, not for how you feel. That's manipulation. When someone says, I apologize for how you feel, that's not a genuine apology. Because you could be feeling like that because you crazy. That ain't got nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? When somebody apologizes and takes accountability for specifics, that's what you need to be looking for. All right? So look for a man who has no problem with taking accountability and apologizing or whatever to get through that manner of their mistakes or their actions that they can take responsibility for. Because most of the time we can all do something better even if we did our best. All right? So that can go on both ends. Even if somebody else is apologizing to you, you can still take accountability, because just because they apologizing don't mean your ass ain't do nothing wrong. It don't mean you ain't did nothing that you couldn't have did better. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why that's number 1 on this list. All right. Now, moving down to hobbies is number 2. A man with hobbies doesn't or is less likely to cheat, and it just also creates a vibe and an energy for y'all too when y'all on y'all's own thing and y'all can be in the same space in the same crib, and he can be in his zone doing his craft, you can be in your zone doing your craft, y'all can be in the same room, in other rooms, whatever. Basically, I'm saying, like, when you meet somebody with a hobby, they got other stuff going on that they focused on besides just going to work and coming home and being up under your ass. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody that has a third common ground for themselves where, like, like, that's a part of their mental health, that's a part of their peace, that's a part of their solitude. You know, I feel like everybody need to have their own identity while they in a relationship. So this is how you don't lose yourself. You know, you hear a lot of dudes talk about how they lose themselves when they get with somebody. Well, you don't have no life besides this man and your job. Of course you done lost yourself, because you didn't even really have no self-identity before. Because just working, y'all, and coming home and having money to pay your bills and stuff, that's not a life, y'all. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, like, that's why I be reiterating that. Like, it doesn't matter if you're single or not, but at least if you got a partner, you do have some more of, you know, you have more going on in your life as opposed to just going to work and coming home and paying bills. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hobbies is important. Trust me, y'all. You want your dude to have hobbies, because if he don't have no hobbies, niggas are his hobbies. Okay? I've seen it plenty of times. A lot of guys, they'll go to work, come home. I done roommated with dudes before. They go to work, come home. All they do is get on these apps, go around surfing, or, you know what I'm saying, trying to hook up with different dudes and stuff. Like, they use dudes as a hobby. Like, a lot of guys, you'd be surprised, the reason why they get addicted to these apps and stuff is because they never really got no hobby, and they just started using, like, looking up on these apps and stuff. You know, the app can be used like a video game in a way. Like, you just swiping through different dudes, checking out different dudes, deleting this person, you know, favoriting this person, like, whatever. Like, you know, a lot of guys look at that like it's a game. So a lot of guys will look at that like it's a hobby, and it could take up a lot of their time. And those are the guys that's most likely to cheat, and also most likely to not want to stay in a relationship with one person because they see too many options, so they want to try new options. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's important that he has a hobby. This is a more mature one, because a lot of people, they will forget about this, because a lot of people, y'all don't got hobbies. You know what I'm saying? So how y'all gonna expect a dude to have a hobby? I'm trying to tell you, you better get some hobbies too. All right, like, even if it's a craft that you can make money on or something, like, have something else to do besides working and then this dude. Okay. And now that leads me down to number 3. Make sure he is mentally healthy and is not a narcissist. Okay? And to make sure that he's not a narcissist, you need to check off certain boxes. You need to see empathy being taking place in this man. You need to see compassion. You need to see honesty. You need to see the ability to admit that they're wrong. You need to see the ability to apologize. These are all things that you need to check off to make sure that you are not getting with a narcissist, because I'm trying to tell you right now, with narcissists, it don't matter what you do, they're not going to stay with you longevity, okay? And if they do, you're going to be miserable. And if they stay with you longevity, basically however long they stand with you is how long they're controlling you and manipulating you. So if you are somebody who is allowing somebody to manipulate and control them, well, then you're not necessarily relationship ready yet anyway, and this person's going to take advantage of you because he ain't relationship oriented anyway. So that's a sticky one. But to know that you're not going to go for all that, honestly, you would have had to deal with a narcissist before, because once you deal with one of them, you can see them from a mile away. All right? But also, after that, when you've had enough, when you know yourself, you love yourself so much, you got other shit going on, you won't allow that. But I understand it's hard because you don't even know that until you get with them and it's been some time that you've been with them because the whole love bombing phase. Yeah, so basically that's why I'm saying just to look out and make sure that you're doing all that you can because you can't really tell until later with a true narcissist, just to keep it 100. But to weed them out early, disagree with them. Don't do it on purpose, but just don't agree with everything they say. Don't kiss their ass. Don't be no simp, okay? Be yourself. If you don't agree with something, admit it and acknowledge that and see how they handle that because this is when these kind of people show their true colors, okay? Now, that leads me down to number 4. No more DL men and actually, no, I'm not going to put that on there because honestly, DL men could they could still be good. Some of them could be good, but basically I'm saying more so like dudes that have been DL for long periods of time and they still on apps and they still out in the community fucking around, but they still claim that they DL and it's been years. Leave those ones alone. Also, if they've been on them apps consecutively throughout years, leave those ones alone. Use those dudes as just sexual encounters and move on. Don't ever stick around. Don't ever try to be like friends with them, get to know them, nothing. Like if you know that the dude is a hoe or if he is DL, get your nut and move on. Okay? A lot of people ain't gonna keep it that 100 with you, but I am. Straight up, don't waste no more time with DL dudes and niggas who are out here giving it up to everybody and everything. Waiting around for a dude, DL dudes waiting around for a dude. That don't make sense, okay? I'm done with people asking for relationships and they don't have sense being made in themselves with their agendas. Okay, how you poly but you looking for a man? That don't even make sense to me. Like I got a homeboy actually, and I can actually put a YouTuber in this category. They're poly, and I'm cool with this person, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking down on this person, but I don't understand how this person wants a committed relationship, but they're not monogamous. If you're not monogamous, y'all, I'll be wanting to be optimistic too. But honestly, when y'all not monogamous, y'all leaving open way too much ends for people to cheat, for people to get diseases, for people to contradict what y'all doing. And I think it's just reforming hoe shit. I think it's just, hey, we don't know how to stop being hoes, but we also want relationships. So we're gonna try to get the best of both worlds. And I don't represent that. I can't co-sign on that because I know for a fact that like real bonds are created after the sexual obsession and the like lust phase passes. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get past the lust phase with a person, then there is no actual real relationship, y'all. That's the definition of a situationship. So those are complicated to me. I will make a video about those ones later. Again, I'll get back on that because there's more information, there's more experience that I've seen with that, as opposed to when I made a video about poly and monogamy a long time ago. So that doesn't necessarily go into this video, but I just wanted to say, like, if they're DL and if they are a consistent person on apps, so I'm talking about Jacked and Grindr, okay? Like, not, because, honestly, y'all, Instagram, Facebook, all those already count as hookup apps as well. So if they got Jacked and Grindr consecutively, like, throughout years, like, I'm not talking about people who, have had it, deleted it, it's been about a year or two in a relationship, then they got back on it or whatever. That's different. I'm talking about people who you see on there throughout years. Like whenever you log off and log on, they're still on there. Okay? And that also leads to, well, I'm going to make that one a bonus actually. So that leads down to number 5. So, a man willing and wanting to move in together within the next year. All right. Now, hear me out. I know a lot of y'all is probably like, what? Like, you don't have to live with somebody, be in a relationship, and da 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 da. Honestly, y'all, you don't really know nobody until you've been in a relationship with them. I know that a lot of people want to think otherwise on that, but I'm telling y'all straight up, if a dude doesn't want to live with you, when people say that they don't want to live with somebody and be with somebody, they don't really want to be with somebody. I feel like there's a lot of cop outs for relationships. A lot of people will say that these are different ways to have a relationship. Now that's up to y'all to decide on y'all's own. But me personally, I feel like there is only a couple ways of a relationship. I don't feel like you in a relationship if you are single in the home paying all the bills and then that man is in his own home paying all his bills as well. That is not a relationship. You both are single. A relationship is money's combined, finances are combined. Like, y'all decide how y'all do it, but y'all are definitely paying bills together. There's no point of being with someone. That's the point of a partner. Y'all be talking about boyfriends. I'm talking about partners. Boyfriends is the ones where y'all ain't gotta live together. It could just be fun and it could just be whatever and it could be however, whatever. Y'all want that to be. But a partner is one or two different ways that goes. 2-3 different ways that goes. There ain't no such thing as a partner and they live over there at their house and you live in your house and you still paying all the bills like you a single fucking man in this world. And vice versa. That just is not a partner, and that is not something that I'm talking about. I'm talking about a partner, a real spouse, headed towards marriage type stuff, okay? And the reason why I say that also is because I think that it is not only beneficial for us financially, as far as a companion, all that, but also I think that we need to actually start normalizing congratulating each other on moving in with each other and stuff. Straight people have a lot of stuff to congratulate on. They can have babies, do baby showers, all this other stuff, right? We have our relationship and our love is really the main thing, all right? I feel like we need to really start congratulating each other more. It needs to become more of our part of our culture to not just shack up and move in within the first month or two, but to normalize it happening within a certain amount of time within y'all's relationship, because I feel like gay people don't have no blueprint and we don't know what to do, so we be all over the place. To where a lot of guys don't know because they hear all these stories about dudes moving in and shacking up so quick and early in relationships and they're not working out and they be breaking up and they be having going through all that apartment stuff, all that stuff, right? Like breaking leases and all that, possibly domestic violence, etc., right? So a lot of guys get scared. They be like, well, I'm not going to move in with a guy at all. We'll just live separately and all this other stuff. Well, that's also like, we need to learn how to meet in the middle and stop going to two different extremes. Yeah, not within the first couple months, okay? But honestly, I've seen that happen as well. That has worked for people also. So, y'all do it when y'all ready. I'll put it that way. However, do it though. That's all I'm going to say. Because my boyfriend was married before me, but they were together. Like, they claimed they were together like 10 plus years, but they only lived together for the last couple years when they were married, and they got divorced fast because they thought that they knew each other, but they didn't know each other because they didn't live with each other. They didn't live with each other until they got married. So all those years, they thought that they was a match just because they was living separately, but they wasn't even compatible. You know what I'm saying? So, and they didn't find that out till they moved in with each other. So you can actually waste time doing that as well. Me, personally, with me and him, we moved in within like 3 to 4 months after we got together. But the way it worked, the way it happened was I was already like coming over here all the time, but I also had my own place. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's good for it to be like that in the beginning. Basically what I'm saying is it needs to be where y'all have the option to do it, and it's not that y'all have to. Don't do it because y'all have to. Because when you have to, I feel like that's when it's a bad deal. Because usually one of y'all had to, maybe not both of y'all, but one of y'all had to, and the other person's gonna take you for granted. They're gonna think you need them. They're gonna think you ain't got nowhere to go, and they're gonna treat you less than. It's just subconscious as us as people to do that, even if they don't mean to. So I feel like don't do it if you need to go stay with a dude. And if you do, don't let him know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely, like, have your own place, have your family, have your own support system, that you have a roof over your head wherever you need to be at if you have to, if you don't work out with whoever this is. You know what I'm saying? And that's on both ends. I don't want no two people to have to be together because they have to have a roof over their head. All right? So I just want to say that. And yeah, but I don't recommend I see every time I go to people's houses, every time one of my friends or anybody that they deal with or anybody when I was on hookup shit, on dating apps and all that, whenever I go to dude's house, they all living by themselves, just like I was, okay? They probably got a pet or something. Everybody got a 1-bedroom, maybe a 2-bedroom, maybe a studio that they living in by themselves. And it's just like, why is everybody, like, they getting so much money off of the gay community because of the singleness? Do y'all know that, like, every single last dude living by themselves paying over $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 in rent just for a 1-bedroom or a studio? You know how much bank that is going up into the elites? When y'all can shack up together, y'all both still gonna work as hard because y'all used to. Y'all ain't gonna let nobody take care of you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it just makes sense. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just better it benefits you more. You can have more money in your pocket. You can travel more. You can have more fun. You can do more. Y'all ain't going to be worried. Y'all ain't going to be stressed so much, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's just better. So, yeah, I feel like even if y'all not going to do it, whenever y'all decide to do it, y'all still need to make it a goal to do it, all right? And then, even if you move into a dude's crib, make it a goal to move out and get y'all's crib together within the next year. All right? Now, this is a bonus one, but it's very important. I wanted to throw it on here, all right? So, y'all know I always give y'all a little bonus or something whenever I do my top 5. Because I can never stick to the 5, but I don't like saying top 6 and shit, top 7. Like, y'all know that's weird to me, but yeah. All right, so men who are still trying to get where they are going, men who are not comfortable financially and in their career. Now, hear me out. What I mean by this exactly is I've noticed, now this is my wisdom talking, y'all. This is going to really help y'all save a lot of time. And I know that this might hurt a lot because a lot of guys be on this, but this is what y'all going to also realize why a lot of times y'all don't work out with these guys, because they are on a mission to get to a certain destination. I feel like that's an adolescent mindset. It's an immature mindset, because I used to think that same way until I realized in the world that that's not how the world operates. It's actually a journey. Life is a journey, and where you are in that moment, you need to embrace and not keep always looking elsewhere and not always feeling like there's something better. If a man can't get to a point where he feels like he's good and solid, like, yeah, I can always do better. We can all always do better. We can all always have something more going on. But if this man doesn't feel like where he at the moment is better than where he was before, or if he don't feel like he's already accomplished a lot, if he don't feel successful in a lot of ways, if he always is looking at it like it's always more, it can always be more, he's going to look at you eventually like you are holding him back. That's what I'm trying to say. Men who feel like they've accomplished a lot. They're where they want to be. They got into that job that they wanted. They got into that career that they wanted. They got into the crib. They got their own crib. They got their own car. They got the car they wanted. You know what I'm saying? They might want a newer year in the next couple of years model, but that's fine. They may want to upgrade to a townhouse, but they have their own crib. You know what I'm saying? They may want to get a raise in their job, but they already in their career field. This isn't a man working at a warehouse talking about he wants to be a engineer. Well, hold on, I'll take that back. That's not a good one. Because damn, that's almost the same kind of job. But I'm talking about like, he's not working at a call center talking about he wants to be a radio host. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to have somebody who's already like, he's already the radio host, but he does want to level up, you know, but he's already the radio host that he wants to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell y'all, like, we look over that type of stuff, but I'm trying to tell y'all, when men look at, like, they not where they want to be, they look at, like, everything around them is not for them. They feel like they're not they're not there yet, you know? They just got to put in some more work. They got to do this. They got to do that. They're looking more else into themselves. They're not looking at a relationship. I feel like those are the most unready for a relationship type of people. Okay? Like, my dude, he's already in his field. You know what I'm saying? He's already in the career field that he wants to be in. He's already doing it. Now, he wants to level up in that field, but he's already there. Same here. I'm already doing what I want to do. Now, I'm going to get my subscribers up. I'm going to get my commentary up. But I'm already doing it, though. You know what I'm saying? So get with somebody who's already doing what they talking about that they want to do in their life. That's how you know that this person is going to be more willing to stick it out with you, because he's looking at where he's at right now is what it's supposed to be. This is what I like. This is where I want to be. I just want to get more, but this is where I want to be. I actually can accomplish what I said I wanted to 2-3 years ago when I said I wanted to be here and there. I actually did this, and I'm here and I'm there. You don't want no dude who can't accomplish his own goals. Because we be always expecting people to appear to us in ways that they don't even appear to themselves. They gotta be loving themselves. They gotta be doing things for themselves. They gotta have themselves straight. That's why everybody a couple years ago, why self-love was the main word a couple years ago. Why you think? Because everybody had realized, the majority realized that, oh my God, I'm trying to love people and I never even loved my damn self. No shit, Sherlock. And my bad, I be saying shit in a way where somebody had told me, they was like, you say certain things that should be said in a softer way, you say it in a hard way. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. This is who I am. I gotta speak how I can. This is how I talk to myself. This is how my pops talk to me. I feel like a lot of y'all be sensitive to the ear because y'all had a lot of sensitive, or not necessarily sensitive, but y'all had mothers and stuff, like, for the most part, from what I done found out. You know, y'all had feminine energy raising y'all, and they're not always direct. They could be, but they really be manipulative and stuff more and condescending when they talk. But a man gonna tell you straightforward. You know what I'm saying? That's how I talk to myself. I say it straight up, like, no sugarcoat. I'm not getting ready to sit here and play no games. We need to understand what it is so that we can get on the other end, so we can become what we want to be successful, have these relationships we want to have and all that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get there all that pussyfooting. So, yeah, when I'm saying stuff, y'all, I'm not trying to be a bigot. I'm just saying it in the most real, raw way that I know a lot of people not used to saying it. But, hey, I mean well. Just know that. All right? Oh, and then last but not least, y'all, intention, okay? Make sure that he has intention. Quit doing all this prolonging dating field and all that. Like, man, I ain't never had no dude not want to make it official with me after 3 months. Like, if he ain't there by then, he ain't gonna never be there. Like Sierra said, if that boy don't love you by now, he ain't gonna never. Okay? Y'all need to start coming up with some standards and some boundaries. Start letting it, y'all ain't gotta let it be known on no like ultimatum stuff. Like, hey, if you ain't doing this by then, I ain't doing this. If you ain't doing this, don't never tell nobody that. But have that in your mindset where you are saying, look, I want to be going on dates, you know. Also vocalize those type of things, though. Let it be known what you want in this relationship, and then see if they're meeting you in the middle. If they're not, then they're just not for you, and it's time to move on to the next. All right, let's go ahead and start speed dating through these niggas. Let's quit doing this whole, you know, I'm gonna sit here and wait around and wait and see if you taking me serious while I'm giving you my good sex and all this other stuff while you out here giving it up to other people as well. You know what I'm saying? Because there's somebody out there that's looking for what you're looking for. Quit allowing these dudes that don't want what you want to use your body for their own benefit, and, you know, just basically taking you for granted, using you. And then when you find somebody who is worth it, then your box is all used out and worn out by this dude that ain't got no intentions with you. Quit doing that. And that's what we be having a problem with a lot too when it comes to, like, you know, tops and stuff. Y'all be talking about how y'all be wanting dudes, but y'all done gave it up to the nigga that was never your dude or never even took you serious, or that you were trying to take you serious, thinking that you was, you know, you give up good enough sex, then you'd be chosen. I'm trying to tell y'all, stop listening to these city girls. It doesn't matter how good your sex is, you will be nexted real quick, okay? Quit thinking that you're gonna get something out of doing what everybody else is doing. Everybody's fucking. You need to be more original than this. Okay. You know, let a dude know that you want to be taken out on dates. Quit being hidden all up in the closet, all up in the crib, and only being hit up at night like you a roach. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop allowing the go with the flow ideology. Like, these is what I mean by intentions. Make sure that the dude has intentions. Make sure that y'all are on the same page, because if you're not, there's somebody else out there waiting around just like you were 5 minutes ago, and like you still are, thinking that you got something. You ain't got nothing when you're dealing with somebody who's not on your level. You can't love somebody up to your level. You can't love somebody to healthiness. If they're not mentally healthy, you can't love them enough to be healthy. Okay? So yeah, just make sure that you are being treated how you deserve based on how you treat this person, and make sure you're getting reciprocation on all the good things that you're giving, and, you know, y'all meet in the middle. Stop with the go with the flow if you ain't with that. Okay, stop co-signing on the stuff that you don't want to do. All right, quit letting these whole ass hotel dudes turn y'all home husband dudes into motel rooms, y'all. Temporary one night flings and stuff, if that's not who you is. And like I said, if you gonna do it, make sure that you doing it because it's mutual. When you get tired and you fed up and you want to bust a nut, or it's one of them wild nights and you high and you drunk and you want to turn up or whatever, you want to be, you know, on some spontaneous stuff, just keep that energy mutual. Link up, get your nut, and dip. And don't keep doing that shit. Don't keep consistently having sex with that person. Have sex with that person one time and then move on to the next. And I'm talking about as far as tops. You know, I ain't gonna never tell bottoms to do this, but hey, as far as tops, bust that nut, get up out of there real quick. Don't even sit around cuddle. Don't hold it, no nigga watching no movies, none of that. If he ain't talking about trying to be cuffed and all that, and he want to go out here and give his cakes up to everybody else and everything, let that nigga do that. Do not sit around him. Don't hold him. Don't take him on no dates. Don't treat him with no respect. Treat him exactly how he deserves to be treated. That's another thing we got messed up in this community. We treating these hoes like the boys next door, while the boys next door is getting treated like hoes and treated like they nothing. We gray area it too much. We don't know what black and white is no more up in here. Okay? So yeah, that's all for this one. So yeah, y'all, that's it for this one. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. Baby, how much I really take.